Good evening. It is Wednesday evening, the 13th of May. I doesn't even know what day it was. This is Hiya Jazz, hiya Vic. This is our Wednesday evening class. Hiya Sati. And it's, I've got my This Girl Can, because it would normally be my ladies only class on a Wednesday, or women and children class. Today, make sure that you need it. You've got a band. We're going to be doing cow face at some point. You may want something, because we're doing lotus, finishing with lotus, so you may want a pillow, a cushion, a block, anything to lift your legs up as well. And I think that is it for what you may need. Make sure as per that you've got enough space around you, not going to kick or hit anything. And make sure that you're physically fit to do this class. So again, not necessarily anybody with high blood pressure, diabetes, joint problems, detached retinas, because we're going upside down at certain points. So just be aware of how you're feeling. If again you feel sick, really hot, any problems, any point during the class, then stop. Listen to your body, it knows you better than me. Who else we just got? Hiya V. I'll eventually learn all the pictures as they come up. So, yeah, making sure that you've got a drink if you need it, and let's get you up on your feet. I haven't got my music today. I don't know where my music box is. Somebody's nicked that. Oh, we're probably cleaning today somewhere else. So making sure the feet are in line with the hips. Bring the hands down towards the floor. Tuck the chin back in. Let's do a bit of breathing just to get ourselves to here. So about 5-6 breaths. We're breathing in through the nose. We're stretching up. If you want, you can stretch back a bit, as you've been sitting down all day. Breathe out through the nose. Bring it down. Breathe in all the good vibes. Everything that makes you get up in the morning. The fact that we get up in the morning. Breathe out all the rubbish that you hear on the TV, on the news, through the media. Again, breathe in how great it is to have somewhere to live, food to eat, close to wear, people that love you. Breathe out the washing, the shopping, the housework, or work if you've had to go back to work. Let's do 2 more. And then we're just going to breathe in to bring ourselves back to normal. So we're going to stretch our neck. We're going to do a circle with our head, having our hands down, tighten up all the muscles through the thighs, through the abdominal, through the pelvic floor. We're bringing the chin down to the chest, and we're just rolling it side to side. We're not going around in a circle because the neck is not a ball and socket. So we're just rolling it side to side. And every time we're doing it, we're thinking, where can I feel there? Where's nice? Where's horrible? Where's tight? Where's loose? How does it affect my breathing as I'm doing it? So again, even if you're sitting on the settee watching me, you can do these exercises. And it's so nice for the shoulders, for the neck. Again, if you're sitting and you're on a computer or you're on your phone, trying to keep up with all your friends and family, just make sure you give that neck a nice little rest. So we're going to bring it back to the centre, and we're going to lift it up. We're taking it back, and we're imagining that we're looking across the ceiling. So we're just going over and over. But again, not too far. We don't want to have pull too much pressure here at the front of the thigh, the neck, sorry, the thigh, or too much pressure on the back of the neck. Again, just having a think. How does it feel? Is it painful on one side or tight on one side? Does it feel loose on one side? Does it just affect my neck, or do I feel it into my head? Do I feel it down my shoulders? Do I feel it into my fingers? So we're bringing our head back to centre and we're bringing it back down. So we're going to take it into a forward bend. So from here, you can have the legs bent or straight, it's completely up to you. You're tucking the chin in, you're pulling the shoulders in, you're breathing out, pulling that belly in, and you're trying to roll the spine down to the floor. Now when you're here, we're going to stay here for 3 breaths. If you want to move, you can. You don't have to, you can just stay there and let it hold. Every time you're breathing out, it's as if your body's being pulled down to the floor. Your ribs are being lifted up out of your hips. Your shoulder blades are being pulled down to the floor as well. So now we're going to come up. We're going to try and do it in 1 breath and breathing in. But if we have to, we stop. We tuck the chin in. We roll up as we're breathing in. Think about stacking the spine, rolling the shoulders down, bringing the head back up. So we're going to roll down again. Again, we're going to try and roll down in 1 breath. If we have to, if we kind of run out of breath, we stop, we hold it, we breathe in, and we carry on moving as we're breathing out. So here we go. We're breathing out, we're rolling down. And you should feel as if your neck's being pulled out, that your shoulders are pulling down. Every time you're breathing out, you should feel as if your rib cage is being flung up. Feel a stretch through the bum. Even if the knees are bent, you'll still feel the stretch through the hamstring. Still feel it through the back. So we're going to bring ourselves back up. So we're tucking that chin. We're breathing in, we're rolling up. As we get to the top, we can breathe out. Bring ourselves back down. So we're going to go backwards. We're going to bring our hands behind us and we're going to push forward. Again, we're breathing in when we go back. We're holding it for 3 breaths. As we come back out, we're going to breathe in. Breathe out. Wrong way. We breathe in when we go back. We breathe out when we come forward. So here we go. We're breathing in. We're pushing our hands down. Again, we're not letting our neck just drop back, but we're controlling how far it goes back. We're breathing in. And then we're going to breathe out as we come back up. So we're going to do 1 more again, taking the hands behind. Breathe in, push back. Now 3 breaths. Where's it easy to breathe? Where's it hard to breathe? Might be easier to breathe underneath the ribs, that's the side ribs, rather than the back or the front. As you're breathing out, does it feel as if your body wants to go back? Does gravity take over and push that little bit more? And again, as we're coming up, we're breathing out. Bringing ourselves back. We're going to bring our arms up. And if you can, you're going to have them touching. But if you find that it squeezes your neck together and you feel a bit all, then don't have them apart. Like that. Sorry, Facebook is in the opposite direction. So we're pulling everything in, we're stretching up, but keeping our shoulder blades down. We're breathing out and reaching over to the side. Again, 3 breaths. Breathing in. Imagine that top hand is being pulled as you're breathing in. As you're breathing out, you may find you can go a little bit further. So we're doing 3 breaths. And then we're going to breathe in as we come up. We breathe out. We're reaching over the other side. So again, that top hand lifts. We'll feel the stretch right from the hips here, all the way back up. Again, where's it easy to breathe? Is it easier to breathe into the top lung or the bottom lung? Is it easier to breathe into the chest, at the front or the back? Have a think. And then bringing it back up. So we're going back over, breathe out over to the other side. Push them hips to the side, but keep the feet flat on the floor. You don't want to roll out. It's just moving from the spine. And then we're bringing it up on a breath in. And breathe out. Over to the other side. 3 nice breaths. And bringing it up, and we're going to bring them arms down as we breathe out. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to turn and we're going to hold it. I'm going to turn around so I can sort of look that way. So bringing the arms up, we're breathing out, we're looking and turning round. So keeping the head forward, breathing in, reaching up, working from that stomach. Don't let the hands kind of come round to the side. You want to work from the waist. And again, then feet are staying flat down. They're not rolling over and and lifting the knuckle of the big toe off the floor. So we're going to bring it back round and we're going to take it to the other side. And a breath out. So again, thinking about that breathing, this is a diagonal breath. Breathing into the front of one lung, but into the back of the other. So it feels as though we're being pulled diagonally through the chest. Or try breathing in other directions. It's up to you, it's your breathing. Bring it back round. Let's go to the other side. Breathing out. On that breath out, can you move a little bit more? Breathe in, turn back. Breathe out, around to the other side. And bringing it back, take them arms down. Ooh, should feel nice, doesn't it? So let's work through our chest. So we're going to go through caterpillar. We're taking the feet slightly apart and we're turning them out, but the knees should go in the same direction. I'll turn sideways for this. So with this, we're taking our hip back, we're pulling our shoulders and our chest back, turning the palms out, pulling them back, looking up. Then we're going to bend from our knees and we're bringing our chest down to the floor. We're letting our head drop. We're rolling all the way up through the spine. Before we bring our head back, we're taking our hips back. We're bringing our shoulders and our chest back. We're breathing out to go down. So it's one complete movement. And it just starts to work the knees, starts to get their hips moving, starts to get the spine wiggling, working that chest, working that back as well. And our last one. Bring it back up. So we're going to bring our weight over onto our right leg and we're taking our hip round in a circle. So you can hold onto a wall if you need to. You can stay here. You can lift it up if you need as well. You can keep it on the floor and just kind of move it in a circle. But we're going to take it up, turn it round, bring it forward. Out, turn it, bring it forward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one, 8. Let's move the weight over. So again, we're taking it out, we're bringing it round, we're bringing it forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bringing it down. And we're going to take it into our knees. So we're imagining this skin that comes above the knee. We're going to pull that up. So we're going to bend the knees slightly, but keeping the heels flat on the floor. We're using our fingers to the outside of the knee, and we're going to slide the knee up. We're bending the knees. We're keeping them in the same line. We're not taking them apart. We're not bringing them together. We're going to move side to side. And you'll feel this into the ankles. So keeping the feet on the floor. We're just letting them roll side to side. And this is just a nice little workout for the knees to get them getting ready. But also you'll feel it through the sides of the legs as well. So we're going to bring it back to centre, bring ourselves up. And then for our toes, we're going to do a bit of a mime strut. So you're going to come up onto your toes. If your toes cross over, so if they're on top of each other, if you give them a pull out, you'll only ever have to do it once. So then you go to the other foot, pull the toes out, and then you don't need to touch them again. And now we're going to do a bit of a mime strut. 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more, 10. Lovely. Give your legs a little shake. So let's bring ourselves into sun salutation. We're doing the step back. So not the jump one that we do in the freestyle fitness yoga. We're stepping back and lifting up with this one. So remember to take yourself to the front of your mat. Bring your feet either together or in line with your hip, whichever feels better for you, making sure that there. Pull everything in, tighten the thighs, tighten the pelvic floor, tighten the abdominal, bring the shoulders back and down, bring the hands into prayer. Now, you can have the hands here, you can have them raised above your head, you can have them behind your back, up to you. You can push with the hands and keep them just purely in prayer and not touching. Or you can bring them into the hand gesture, which I'm going to do is lotus flower. Keeping the little finger and the thumb together, I open out the other one, so it looks like a crown. Now you can keep it here, you can again lift it up. I'm going to breathe out and I'll open it and send you love. And then as I'm breathing in, I'm going to close it and bring it in so that my fingers touch my heart as if I'm bringing in the love from you. Hopefully you're sending me some love. So, 5 breaths. Why do you come to yoga? What do you want to gain? If it's a part of your body, think of that area. If you can, close them eyes. Really focus on you. Here we go. So we're going to lift our arms up in the air as we breathe in, and we're going to reach back. As we breathe out, we're taking our hands down to the floor. If you want to bend your knees, you can, or you can put a block or a chair, doesn't matter. Then we're going to lift into a half bend. So the hands, if they need to go on the legs, we push the chest forward, tuck the chin in, pull the shoulders back. From here, we're going to step back with our right foot. We're letting our hip drop. We're bringing ourselves to our knee. Shoulders come back. We're leaning back. We're lifting and reaching back into a warrior lunge. We're going to bring the hands down and we're going to step back to down dog and find what feels better for us. Make sure that we're holding, making our fingers are in the right position. Our feet are pushing down, even if we do it one at a time. We're going to come up to our tiptoes and we're coming forward into plank. Shoulders back. Push the heels away. From here, either bend your knees if you need to. Bring the chest down, roll forward, lift up into cobra, into sphinx, into up dog, whichever you prefer. Step back, to down dog. Lift the left foot up. Push the other heel of the foot down. Bring it in towards the chest, look forward, step it forward. If it doesn't go, drag it up with your hands. Again, drop that hip, roll them shoulders back, lift up. Bring the hands down, step the feet in into that forward bend. Lift the head, bend the knees if you need to, breathe in, reach back. Let's do one more. Breathe out. Breathe into a half bend. Breathe out, step back with that left foot. Breathe in, lift into a warrior lunge. Breathe out as you're stepping back to down dog. Breathe in as you're coming up onto your tiptoes and breathe out into plank. Breathe in, lift to upward dog. And breathe out, back to down dog. Breathe in into three-legged dog. And breathe out, step forward, breathe in, lift to warrior lunge. Breathe out to a forward bend. And breathe in, reach back. Breathe out, bring the hands back down. Lovely, so we should be nice and warm. We're going to take it into warrior 1 and then warrior 3. But we're going to use cow face arms. That's what I was talking about then. So that's where our ropes come in, if you've got one. If you don't need to, if you can grab your hands, then you can grab your hands. I'm going to turn around so you can see what I'm talking about. So, you're bringing one hand that's going to go up, gives yourself a thumbs up. The hand that's going to go down, you give yourself a thumbs down. So the thumbs up comes up and it taps you on the back. The thumbs down goes down, it comes up, it opens, and then you should, the idea is to try and get the hands to meet at this point here. Now, if you're turning your hand this way, you won't get it in. It has to be flat. And the same with this. If you're kind of doing all this here, it won't go. You want to tap yourself, back of the hand, and they can just come together. If they don't, then use a band. In the hand that goes up, bring it up. So it's hanging over. Then the hand that goes down can come in and find it, and then we can crawl up. So that's where I want you to get. So we're going to start with the right arm up, the left arm down. And you'll know why in a minute, because I'm going to then talk about the legs. And if I'm doing it the wrong way, then you're doing it the wrong way. We're all doing it the wrong way. So right thumb goes up and taps the back. Left hand comes down and grabs if it can. Now don't have the elbow pointing forward. Make sure the elbow is trying to point up towards the ceiling. If anything, you're trying to pull both elbows backwards. From here, with the right elbow up in the air, you're going to step the left foot backwards. And instead of going into warrior lunge so you're on your toe, you're bringing that heel down. You're going to push into that front leg and you're going to breathe in and lift the elbow up in the air. Hold it here. Lovely stretch for the arms, stretch for the back. And then we're going to come forward. We're going to lean on that front leg so that we're on our tiptoe at the back. We're going to find a spot on the floor that we can look at. And then we're going to straighten that front leg and see if we can lift the back leg and help to push us into a horizontal, but still pulling them elbows back. And then we're going to bring ourselves up, bend the knee in, step it down. Undo your arms. Like, ooh, as it rushes in. Now it's quite nice because you feel the blood rushing into your arm, but while you're doing it, if you feel that arm go numb, come out of it. It shouldn't be numb, it should sort of stop. It'll hurt the minute you get into it, and then because we're doing other stuff, our mind's taken off the pain in our arm, so it stops hurting, but we can still feel it. When you take it off, that's kind of when you feel the blood rushing into the elbows, into the shoulders. It's like, oh, relief. So we're going to do the other arm. So this time we've got our left hand's thumbs up and our right hand's thumb down, and we're bringing it in. Again, if we need to, we use our bands. Let's start this way. So our left elbow's up in the air, we're pulling them elbows back. We're going to bring the weight onto our left, and we're lifting our right leg, and we're stepping it back onto the tiptoe, placing the foot flat down. Bend that front knee, pull the elbow back, lock up. Hold it, 3 breaths. So now we're going to lean forward over the front leg. We're still pulling that elbow back, but we'll move the weight onto the front leg. We'll come onto the tiptoe at the back. The front leg, after we find a spot on the floor to look at, we straighten that front leg. From here, the higher you can lift the leg at the back, the more it'll push you forward. Then we're going to pull the knee in, bring ourselves up, place it flat down. Let's undo. Now you should have felt quite stable in that position, and the reason we're doing it is because we're binding. When we bind, even though it looks a bit weird, strangely enough, it makes us a lot more stronger and a lot more stable in the position that we're in. So we're going to do it one more time. So again, the right goes there. Let me start again. Right goes up, left goes down. Bring them in. Bring the elbows back. Our right elbow's in the air, so we're going onto our right leg. We're taking that left foot back. We're placing it flat on the floor wherever it feels more comfortable. We're pushing to that front knee. We're pulling the elbows back. We're looking up. We're holding it here. Again, while you're here, how's the breathing? Where can you feel it? Can you push a little bit more into that front leg, but keep that back leg on the floor? Now we're going to lean over that front leg. We're going to bring the weight into the front leg and find our spot, straighten that back leg. Oh, sorry, front leg. See if we can lift the leg a little higher. See how far it can take us. And then we're pulling it in. We're bringing ourselves up. We're bringing ourselves down. Undo. That's right. So the left goes down, the right goes up. We bring our weight to our left. We lift our right foot off. We sit it back, wherever it wants to go. Bend that front knee, pull them elbows, lock up. Hold it here. And then reaching forward, weight to that front leg, find your spot, lift that back leg, lift it up. How far do you feel comfortable? And then, oh, sorry, wrong way. Bring it up, bring it down. Take the arms, give your arms a little shake. So we're going to bring it into humble warrior and stretching these inner thighs. I don't know why I'm doing that. And then we'll bring our head to the floor. So, we're taking our feet wider than our hips. We're going to turn our right foot out at about 90 degrees. And we're going to take the other foot out just a tiny bit, or wherever it wants to go. It might want to stay facing forward. It might want to come in. It doesn't really matter as long as it feels down. I'm going to get you to push into that in a minute. So we're going to bend that knee, that right leg, and bring our hand onto our knee. Now making sure that again, the knee, the ankle doesn't go, the knee doesn't go up past the ankle. It can be in line or behind, but not over the front of it, so that we don't put that much pressure on the knee. So we're from here. Now that back leg, your left leg, you're pushing right down into your knuckle of your little toe. So as you do that, you'll feel the bridge lift, but you'll also feel this knee as if it wants to lift up, and it kind of planks us down. So we're going to push a bit more into that leg, but we're pushing down into that little toe. And you'll feel that stretch on the inner thigh. And then we're going to come back up. We're going to bring the left foot, the right foot in a little. We're going to turn that left foot out a bit if we can. We're bending the knee, we're just checking, making sure it's in the right position. We might need to take that foot back a little bit more, just depends. Now when we're in this position, we now push down into the outside edge of that little toe. So again, you feel the inside, the soles, the bridge of the foot lift. You feel the knee lift. You feel these muscles start to tighten up. These are protecting you. Push again into that front leg. And then we're coming up, we're bringing the legs in. So we've got our spacing ready. We're going to try and take it down to the floor, but I'll get us using our hands first. So turn out that right foot again, bend the knee, place your hands down. Tighten up that leg, so push down, lift the bridge, lift that inner thigh. From here, you're bringing your hands to the floor. And again, just letting that hip drop, making sure everything feels okay. Then you're going to bring your head as if you're bowing towards the floor. If you feel confident, you're going to take the hands off the floor, bring them behind your back and lift the arms up in the air. Hold it there. Great strengthener for your legs, but also at the same time, it's getting over that fear of bringing your head towards the floor. So again, we're bringing them hands down. We're looking forward to make sure that we feel okay. We've got 4 limbs. We're not overly dizzy or anything. You can bring the hands to the knees. We push back. Bring that foot in. So let's try the other side. Turn the foot out. Bend the knee. Set up that opposite leg. So push down. Tighten up the inside of the thighs. You'll feel it squeeze here too. Take the hands down to the floor. You can bounce and hold it there. You don't have to go any further than this if you don't want to. If you feel you can, you're bringing your head down towards the floor. If you feel you can, you're grabbing hold of the arms at the back. You're lifting them up. Holding it wherever you feel comfortable. And bringing them hands down, look up. Let's just bring that blood back down a little bit before we jump out of it, nice and slow. Bring the hands to the knees, lift up, bring the feet in. So from here we're going to take ourselves forward, bringing our hands behind, grabbing hold, pull the shoulders back, both feet are facing forward, we're pushing down again through the outside of the foot so that we're engaging the inner thighs and also lifting that bridge. We're going to look up as we breathe out and we're moving forward, bringing them hands over the top of our shoulders. Again, we're looking up. And then we're going to bring ourselves up out. Keep where you are. We're going to go down one more time. So you can give your arms a little shake if you want to. But we're going to take ourselves down again. So taking them hands behind, push the hands away, lift them up, breathe out, bring the body down. Now with this, you'll feel the head. You don't want the head on the floor. You want it going towards the floor. So gravity starts to pull and open up the spine. Again, you'll feel that stretch on the inside of the thighs. And then we're looking forward and we're bringing ourselves up. Lovely. From here, bring the hands down, jump the knees, bring them in. Sit back into child. So we're going to take ourselves up into down dog, and we're going to do a twisting down dog. If you want, watch me first. I'll do it quickly and then you can jump in and have a go, and we'll do it twice as always on one side. You can always come down to your knees if you need to. So from down dog, you're coming up. From here, you're going to do a twist. So we're going to bend the knee and you're going to grab it with the opposite hand. So if it's the left leg, right leg, it's the left hand, grabs hold. We're looking under our right hand. You're going to push the heel down, and that should kind of pull you through the body. Okay, so I'll do the other side. So grabbing there, push down, pull through. When you want, you can come down and have a little relax. Okay, so let's go for it. So bringing ourselves up into down dog. From here, bend your right knee, bring your left hand, grab hold if you can, your ankle of your right knee. Now from there, you're pushing it down, you're breathing out, and you're trying to twist so that you're looking through the leg. Or through the arm, sorry. Bend the knee, bring the hand down, bring that heel back down. So let's take the left, bend the left, grab hold with the right hand, look underneath the left arm, breathe out, push down, push yourself through the other side. Then bend, bring the hand down, place it down. Last one. So bend, grab hold, breathe out, twist, pull in. It's a nice stretch through the back, through the hips as well. Bend the knee, bring the hand down and the foot down. Last one, left leg up. Right hand grabs, breathe out, pull through. And release. Bring it down. Sit back, bring your hands behind. Let your head drop down, let your shoulders relax down. Remember, if your head doesn't touch the floor, use your fist, use a blanket, anything to put underneath so that your head relaxes as well. Where are we? Okay. So, we're going to work on a little bit of round here to get this area nice and relaxed before we move on to the next bit. So this is a knee stretch. There isn't very much you can do with your knee. We did the first one at the beginning, going backwards and forwards. This time we're going to kind of do a little bit of a circle, and we're sitting down to do it. So, doesn't matter, you don't have to have your foot here, you can have your foot out there, but we're only using one leg at a time, and you're going to hold it. So you're bringing the foot up, the foot's facing forward, and you're going to bring your foot in a circle. So you're taking it out as far as you can, but it's just kind of working from the knee. You can flex your foot, you can point your toe, it doesn't matter which, it's more to do with the knee. So now we're going to take it in the opposite direction. And then we're going to bring it down and we're going to try the other leg. So again, we're grabbing hold, holding it up, flex it, point it, doesn't matter. You're just bringing it round in a circle. And I'm doing 10. 9, 10. And then the other way. Usually the only time I stop talking is when I'm trying to count. So when I go silent, you know I'm trying to count because I've completely forgotten now. I think that's 7, 8, 9, 10. this is why I should always count. I listen to other people and they're always counting, so I should do it. So we're going to take it into a half. So we've done cow face early with the arms. Now we're going to do cow face legs. But we're going to do back prayer with that. Well, we're going to bring our arms into back prayer on the second one. So to get into cow face, yes, I think you can see me there. Now, if we start with our legs out, it makes it a little bit easier. And again, if I start left to right, so I always start with my right, even though it's going to look left on yours. You're going to take your right foot, and it's the outside edge of your right foot. So if you pick up your toe, you're just placing it down. So the knee's kind of pointing out in the opposite direction. For some people, this is as far as you can get. And if it is, that doesn't matter, that you stay there. If you can, this foot, the left foot, you're trying to bring it round to your right, towards your right buttocks, but not under it. You're curling it in and you're bringing it under. Now, if you go to do that and you think, oh, no, my knee's going to pop out, don't put it round there. Leave it where it is. Don't let your knee pop out. Like I said, I've got enough to do without me making anything worse. Now, you don't want your bum cheek to be stuck on top of the foot. Even if your bum cheek's up in the air when you do it, you need to have that space so that gravity can start pushing on your hips. And you'll notice if you've got a slight imbalance, especially if you carry kids on your hip, you'll find that one hip is up and one hip is down. If you've got anything underneath, if you're stopping that, then gravity can't do the work for you. Pull it out. Even if you feel like your bum's up in the air, the longer you're in it, you'll feel gravity pushing and it stretches this side of the body. So if you can now get into this point, the next bit is to move forward and notch yourself in a bit more. So you hold on to your ankles and then you kind of scud your bum forward a little. So it kind of notches you in a bit more. From here, you're going to place one hand on your knee, one hand on your foot. From there, you're going to move forward and then you're going to move round in a circle. I'll do sideways so you can see I'm sort of moving in a circle. So one hand there, we're moving, we're going in a circle. And we're going to do 5 in one direction. And then we're going to do 5 in the other. 4, 5. So now we're going to go the other way. So round. And with this, you'll feel it just pulling in that hip, in that knee, in the sides, in the waist. But it's just trying to loosen up all the area down. Even though it feels like we're doing upper body, it's more down. And we're bringing it back to centre. So we now need to come out. So the first thing to do is move that foot on the bottom. Take that out first. Then you'll always kind of remember, if you take them out at the same time, it's kind of, oh, which leg was on top? If you stick with that one leg on top, then you know, take that off, bring that one on. It's easier to remember. So again, you're there, you're bringing that foot underneath, if it can go. You're rolling yourself in, pushing yourself in as much as you can. One hand on the knee, one hand on the foot, or you can have both hands on the foot, it doesn't really matter, on the floor, doesn't really matter where they are. We're coming in, moving in towards the leg, and then we're moving away from the leg, and we're going round in a circle. Feeling it right into the hips. 3, 4, and last one this way, 5. Let's go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring it back. So you can go a bit further on them if you want. You could go up to 10, 20. They really are lovely to open up them hips. So we're taking that bottom leg out again. Then we're going to take the top one off and swap over. So we're going to take it a little. We're still pulling ourselves in. We're now taking our arms into back press. I'm going to spin round. Now with back prayer, we're bringing our hands so that they're touching here. We're moving the fingers in towards our body and then they're coming up. And what tends to happen is as we do that, our fingers come apart. Even if you end up here and your fingers are all apart, that's okay, that doesn't matter. You want to pull the shoulders back and the elbows. The more you do that, the more the hands will push together. And then you're raising them all the way up if you can. If you can't, you can stay here. You can come here. It doesn't matter. Again, sometimes what happens is that the little finger catches hold of the clothes or catches hold of your bra strap and you kind of get stuck here. The more you pull your shoulders forward, the less likely it is for you to get your fingers undone. If you pull the shoulders back and try and lift the hands away, it'll help to bring it back up for you. So like I said, get into any of them positions with your hands at the back that you can. So from there, the elbows are pulling back. We're going to lift our chin, and as we breathe out, we're going to try and get our chest against our leg and our chin over the top of our knee, and let our head drop. Hold it there. Now you may not get as far as me, you might kind of just get slightly and think, oh, my hips. Wherever you feel you can, you stop. And just breathe here. And then we're going to lift ourselves up. We're going to pull them arms out. We're going to take that bottom leg out first. We're going to change legs on the top. So again, pulling ourselves in. Bring them hands together at the back. Look up, breathe out. Let the body drop over the knee. And then bringing it back up. Undo them arms. Take the legs out. Give them a little shake. So we're taking it into a butterfly. We're bringing our knees up and then we're dropping them out to the side. Now, having the soles facing each other, you want to try and get your body as close as you can. It's a little harder sometimes to pull the feet in, but it is much easier to lift your bum and try and push your bum closer to your feet. But then if you let go, you may fall back. So you do one hand and then the other hand, and it'll kind of hold you in that position. So just letting the knees drop as if you're a butterfly and you're flapping your wings. Now, strange thing to say, but try and breathe into your hips, into the inner thighs or into the hips, or around the hip area. Don't have your shoulders pulling up, make sure that the shoulders are pulling down as well. And then we're going to push them down. We're going to look at our feet. We're going to imagine that our feet are a book, and we're going to open the book. And turn sideways. This might be easier to see. So we're opening the book of our feet so that we can read the soles of our feet. And then from there, see if you can lift and hold it there. Keep pushing them feet out as if you're opening the book. And that'll help to open up them knees as well. And then bring the knees together. Give yourself a little hug. We're going to take it into lotus position. Now, lotus, as far as I'm concerned, is possibly one of the hardest positions to do. So, you may find that you want a block underneath your hip so that it pushes your hips further down, so that it kind of drops the knees down a little bit further. That might help as well. You may want the block in front of the foot, or again a cushion in front of the foot. You may want a cushion underneath, or a blanket or a folded up pillow, anything underneath one of the knees to help reduce the pain there. anything that makes you feel better. While we're in it, we have to do something else. So we're going to stretch our toes and work our toes because they're going to be right in front of us. So you can have the legs out. You can bring the one foot and you're trying to place it up on the thigh. Now, if it feels that it can't go there or that leg feels too much again, you can stick a cushion underneath. You can stick a block underneath. Anything you want to, but you're just pulling it in. Keep that foot there. And then we're going to start by pulling the toes, gripping it, giving it a pull and giving it a little circle. Then we're going to move to the next toe. So you can't see it's there. And we're giving it a circle. We're pulling the toes out a little, like a little clunk. Because the more they're in our shoes, the more they kind of like get squished. So we're pulling it. Now with Lotus, we take our time. Having it in this position is a killer just on the ankle, let alone the thigh and the hip. And we're bringing it all the way down. So again, the same thing, if you've got it loose, then it'll help to pull it down. If you've got something underneath, it'll hold it there, but it doesn't matter. So we're bringing that out, and again, it should be now you feel the pain in the ankle. While you were there, there shouldn't have been too much pain after you started doing it, but it shouldn't be numb, or there shouldn't be pins and needles. So we're bringing to the other leg. So we're bringing it up, placing it up on the thigh, anywhere it can go. It doesn't have to be too far up. We're grabbing the big toe, we're giving it a pull, we're giving it a wiggle. So these are just making sure that we're taking our time. We're working that ankle, we're working that knee, we're working this hip, but we're not pushing straight into it. If you've never done it before, it's not easy. Like I said, I think it's possibly the hardest yoga position. Most people can sort of manage a wall handstand or an elbow stand or a headstand. There's very few people that I've noticed that can't do that. There are people that will never be able to do Lotus because our hips just won't allow it. So we're bringing the foot up. We're taking the other foot underneath. So we're kind of in halfway. And we're just letting our knee drop down. So you can kind of let the knee drop as like we were doing in butterfly. And you're just holding the foot there. So again, it's just getting the legs used to it. You can do your fingers. You can do facial exercises, you can do some breathing, anything you want to do while you're holding the leg here, just so that it's starting to get used to it. And we're bringing it round, we're going to swap legs. So again, we're bringing that one under, we're bringing this on top. Oh, I should have said, if it doesn't go, if it won't go up there and it goes under, you can again put a pillow, put a block, and again, just drop it. You can have it on your calf, and then if you want you can try and get it up to your thigh, and again it's just bouncing. Now this is my worst side, so I'm going to do it the other way around in a minute to get into the full version. Now I would never rush this, you take your time with it, and like I said, I can do one leg better than the other side. This side doesn't work so well, but I can kind of work it the other way around. So, to get into it fully, we're bringing the leg in. Now, this leg has got to come up on top. So, you're trying to get this leg up here as well. Is this my other way around? No, it's the other way around. So, yeah, that's my better leg. No, it isn't. It isn't. I was right the first time. So, we're bringing this in. Now, this leg has to come up. So, we lean forward and we pull it up on top so it sticks inside. Once it's there, you can then start to move. Now it is not easy and it's not nice and it kills, and so I'm going to pull out. I can't do the other side. Like I said, it's too painful on that leg for me to get in. But it's about practicing. The more we practice, the more we get it. And like I said, with this hip on my side, I tend to be a bit tighter. But it's all about practice, practice, practice. It's not one of the ones that I like to do, but I do have to teach it. So it is always good to do. But if it is one that you want to do, then you carry on. Practice more and more with it, the more you do it. I'm at the moment trying to get into my handstands and elbow stands. So they're my ones at the minute. I'll get round to this later. But I do, like I said, I do one side on quite easy. The other side, it kills me. And so I don't do it as much as I should. That's my thing. So I'm going to do it the other way around, but I'm going to do it with a block. So I'm bringing it up. Now, like I said, I can't get this leg over. So I bring it up and place it on top of my block and hold it there. So I'm starting to get used to having the legs lifted in this height. Now, even for me, that is a killer while I'm doing it here. But I'm just trying to bounce this knee so that I can start working on that hip a little bit more. And bounce that one as well. And then I'm going to bring it back out. I'm going to take my legs out in front. And we're just going to give the legs a little shake. From there, roll them inside and out. So again, we're starting to work. We'll feel it through the ankles. We'll feel it through the knees. We'll feel it through the hips. We're just moving it backwards and forwards. And then bring it in. Sit in any position you want. So again, I'm going to go back into this my horrible position while I do this. So we're going to just do a bit of breathing. And it's the ocean breath that I was doing on Friday. With this, you're trying to constrict the epiglottis, your vocal cords. No, I'm going to have it there. I'm going to let it rest there because it's hurting my ankle. Now with this, you're going to breathe in and you're going to try and like yawn or swallow, and it'll help to pull it in. If we start with an open mouth, you breathe in. And then we're going to try and do it, but keep the mouth closed. I'm going to get us to do 3 cleansing breaths, breathing in, lifting the arms up, and breathe out through the mouth. And 2 more, breathing in, and our last one. Bring the hands together. Breathing out. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm just going to give my legs a little shake. I will be from June. I may have to start charging. Just because I think we're going to be in this position until, especially for gym and class exercise, group exercise. I've got a feeling it's going to be around October before we can actually get back in. So I may have to start charging from June. I'm looking at charging either $2.50 per class or £10 for the month. And with that, you'll get all of my 7 classes on Zoom, which means I can see you. But you don't have to, if you're on Zoom, you can turn your camera off. So you don't have to let me see you if you don't want to, and everybody else see you. So if you wanted, that'd be something that I'd be looking at. Let me know how you're feeling about that, right? Instagram's about to disappear. So yeah, let me know. I'm going to quickly give everybody a ring. Hi, Katie. Hi, Katie. Hi, Bo. Oh, hello, Bo. Hiya, Janet. Hiya, Gina. The boys have grown so much. Hiya, Alex. Oh, got Alex on one and Bo on the other. Hiya, Debbie. Debbie Knight does over 60s, and she does 10-minute ones at 11 o'clock. I've just lost Insta, so see Insta. Yeah, for Facebook, Debbie Knight does over 60s, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, sorry, every day at 11 o'clock, different ones. And she also has her own channels as well on there, I believe. So give Debbie Knight a look. Have a look at Brutal Impact. Also Windmill Boxing Club and Fit for Life, again, is another great one. So thank you for joining me. Let me know what you think about the charging. I've got to do something, unfortunately, sorry. So see you later. Take care. Thank you for being here. Bye.